Well, I didn't actually know, so it was nice to actually know.
On Sam Has a Nosebleed Part 2.
No, it's all clear now. I had my first non-blood come out my nose.
Today, we're talking about the most Batman films. Batman and Batman. Batman Returns in Batman Returns. The Batman sequel. Which will start off by saying that the reason Vicky Vale isn't in Batman Returns is because Tim Burton doesn't like to make sequels.
It's fair.
So, Batman Returns isn't a sequel, it's just a film where Batman returns.
Why are we talking about Batman Returns?
In the same universe.
What do you mean? Why we're not? Well, it's just a fact I found out while watching it.
Oh.
Okay.
I also found out that Tim Burton never read a single Batman comic.
Oh yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Really?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
he just based it on what he heard, basically.
Nailed it.
It has both films have the exact same tone as like Batman should.
Yeah.
Like the Nolan films aren't really Batman films; they're just kind of like dark
vigilante films. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's the perfect vigilante films. The shitty Batman films.
Yeah, exactly. But because even like the Joker isn't the real Joker. Like Jack Nicholson is the real Joker.
He's the pinnacle Joker. This is something I'll get onto later. But I had like a whole
about Joaquin Phoenix's Joker.
About that compared to Nicholson's.
It's not Joaquin Phoenix is not a good Joker.
Right then, Andrew, do you want to introduce that, or was that the introduction?
Oh, I don't think we want Andrew
I think that should be introduced.
I think Nathan just did the introduction.
We'll just open with Joaquin Phoenix is a shit Joker. Ooh. Hot take.
Yeah, and controversial.
And also Batman, let's go.
Ty's got
You just want me to
behind
keep
him.
up with my opinions on the two
That's a
films.
good Joker.
Get shot by him.
Right, who wants to start off first on this hot take on the?
We'll all just start at the same time. Batman 89.
It's very good.
Michael Keaton.
Bloody great.
And Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Featuring Billy D. Williams.
And featuring Seal.
And Seal, yeah. No, not Seal, that's Batman and Robin. This one.
No, that's Batman Forever.
This one's Prince, music by Prince.
Seal's Batman Forever because it's Kiss from a Rose.
This one is hail,
I
the
swear
new
it
king in
was- I swear it
town.
was Batman and Robin, and then we thought it was in that song and in that film, and it wasn't.
Yeah, it's not. It's Batman Forever.
Forever.
Whatever, I got it wrong.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
mate.
Nicole Kidman.
This one is Prince. The first one's Prince. Batman Returns. Does that have a song? I'm trying to think now.
I think it does.
It doesn't have a
We've watched it
parade or
before,
a
I don't think it does.
It doesn't have much to have music in it.
Anyway, Batman 89 is the best Batman film.
I prefer Returns. Upon rewatching it, it's good, but I prefer Returns as a Batman film.
I always
That's my
want to
first
watch
hot
it.
take. I
I
think
only saw it first time this year, and I've already watched it 3 times.
what Batman 89.
Yeah.
I personally Returns has more of a rewatch factor for me. Like 89 is like
Returns boring to an extent. It's like 80%. They could just call it a Penguin movie, and it would be more applicable.
That's fair.
I have to agree with Nathan. I think
There's maybe 7
89.
minutes of Batman in Returns.
I think 89 is just so good for Jack Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah, Jack Nicholson is the best Joker.
All the reviews I've read is like this movie is great, even though it is Jack Nicholson horrifically overshadowing Batman.
I don't see that, but I understand why.
Equal. I think.
Yeah.
I guess. He probably does have more screen time.
He does, and
Yeah.
At the time, he's probably the higher paid actor.
and he
Like,
definitely
to be
steals
honest,
the.
That's also kind of the best thing about it for rewatchability. It's like you don't have so much time spent of him crying over his parents. Like, it's just really quick little shot.
Yeah,
Like, they ever danced
especially
together in the pale moonlight.
The first scene of the film where you think it's supposed to make you
Yeah,
think
it
that
just
it's
cuts straight to
and
it.
then it's Batman on the top of the balcony. And you're like, what the fuck? And it's an animated Batman, which is great.
Yeah.
Just the cape flowing, just standing there, just looking down.
Yeah, it definitely opens well.
Jumps. It's like it's the equivalent to Batman Begins, and yet it starts basically where Batman Begins ends.
Mm.
Where he's like already established, like it's just two thugs on a roof. Like there's this crazy bat guy going around punching people.
Yeah, literally opens like the animated series opening, where it's literally on the roof.
Yeah, it's an origin where it skips all the boring origin tropes and just goes straight into it.
It's like they're like, yeah, no, Batman's already too much of an established character. Like everyone knows his backstory. We don't need to take on it. We don't need another take on it.
I don't think everyone would have known the backstory then, though.
But you don't even need to.
I know, but the funny thing is, Tim Burton probably didn't really know the full extent of it. That's why he probably just went, "Fuck it, we'll do that."
Yeah, but like it's done better. I said this before in the last one, but I don't really like Batman being grumpy and all hung up on his backstory. Like
well, there always needs to be a slight campness.
Yeah,
so watching Returns, it's like the Tim Burton films. They get Batman perfectly right, and it's because it has that right mix of camp and really dark, horrible stuff.
Yeah.
Like the Penguin is disgusting, but then he gets on this tiny, rideable pay machine Batmobile and just he goes mental for a couple of minutes. And there's penguins with bombs strapped to them.
Yeah, no, it does have a good balance. Like Joker. Okay, this was the thing I was going to bring up. Joker. How I like what they've done. People nowadays with Joker, it's everyone wants a humanized Joker. They want, like, with the Joaquin Phoenix, the Joker in that is just a guy with mental illness. So they want to humanize him with someone with mental illness. But the Jack Nicholson Joker is completely insane, completely unredeemable, and you should not feel sympathy for him.
He's just a really hard, he's like an old classic gangster.
Yeah.
Who just basically decides fuck it and goes on a death run.
He's a psychotic mobster who you feel like zero sympathy for or anything like that. Like he is a bad guy that you hate. It's a lot like with Rorschach, how when he's written you're meant to hate him, and then Alan Moore said that when people came up and said like, "Oh, Rorschach's such a interesting character, I relate to him a lot," he basically told them to piss off because he's not meant to be a good character. You're meant to dislike him as a character.
I don't know if that applies much to Joker in '89. Like, there's a lovability to him.
You're meant to like him, but you're not meant to like empathize or sympathize with him.
The Cesar Romero Joker energy.
Mm. But like his
lovable quirkiness is also just a really dark mobster backstory.
Yeah,
like,
unlike
he could kill you.
The Joaquin Phoenix, where you're just like, this is literally just a guy with mental issues. Like
he likes to dance.
Yeah, he's that's not the Joker. The Joker is a clown, literally a insane mobster. That's the best type of Joker.
See, the difference between Jack Nicholson and Joaquin Phoenix is that Jack Nicholson's Joker was funny, as where Joaquin Phoenix tried to be funny.
Yeah,
wasn't
funny. Yeah, well, he tries to, like, with the jokes and everything.
He tries to be a comedian. You're like, haha.
Funny, twisted joke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Special notepad.
And it's just like, it's not even that good.
I guess the notepad in the Joker movie is equivalent to the fourth smile on the Nicholson one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose. But even then, I prefer the fourth smile.
Yeah, it works much better. I also didn't realise that he gets the smile before he falls in the acid.
From like being shot in the face or something.
He shoots Batman. It gets deflected off and it hits a canister, and the canister like burns burns up his face. And I was like, oh, I didn't notice that. And then he falls in the acid, and then it sets it in place.
Which is kind of cool, to be honest. Even though it's a bit weird having a forced smile like that, but
it works. Is the character.
Except when he paints his face back to skin tone, and then it's just like really freaky looking.
Yeah, and then the cool thing is when he wipes it off, but you can
when he wipes it off and it's white.
It's white, and you're like, oh, they've definitely just put the white paint on the. Yeah. But like he wipes it, and it's really cool. But he just has like a streak of white on his head for the entire scene.
It's the same as the Heath Ledger one in the police car.
Oh yeah.
There's lots of stuff in The Dark Knight that's like taking straight from '89 and just twisting it to like a weird
modern day,
kind of modern. I'd say modern-ish. It's more like trying to take it in a different context. Trying to take it as more of like a Godfather kind of film.
They're trying to modernise the Joker. That's another thing. The difference between Jack Nicholson's and Heath Ledger is Heath Ledger as well was not the Joker. He's an anarchist. Yeah. He's more like anarchy. He's literally anarchy dressed up as the Joker. Like he is an anarchist, liberal character when Joker is just meant to be like a mobster.
And Jared Leto is just an idea.
Jared Leto is basically them trying to combine everything to make it, and it just doesn't work. It's just like, okay, let's take Jack Nicholson's Joker and Heath Ledger's.
I know. I think it's more they took like the game one. They took the Mark Hamill Arkham game one, and they said, let's do that live action. It doesn't translate as well because you're like, the Gotham in the Arkham games is like of the tone of the comics, whereas then dropping him into Chicago, you're like, that doesn't really fit at all.
Yeah, the '89 and the Arkham games, you can definitely see the Arkham games takes a lot of inspiration from '89, even how they do the Joker and
the city, especially. Is it Arkham Knight or Arkham City? There's like a whole mission with the parade in the middle of the city, and it's like very similar to the.
I think it's Night. No, it's Origin. I think it's Origin.
I'm sure it's City or Night. I didn't think it's Origin.
Oh, there you go.
He's dead.
He's back.
Do you care to say something, Andrew, now that you're back?
Yeah, I suppose so. Basically, yeah, I thought, the two films were good, but just Batman Returns obviously being better than Batman, but they're just filled with meh moments.
It's just, you can't really say it's better than...
I think, I definitely think Batman '89 is a better film, but I enjoy Returns more.
I think they're equal, but it's just preference on which one you prefer. Like, would you prefer less Batman or more Batman?
Yeah.
I think that Returns is like 10-20 minutes too long.
Yeah. I think, and Returns, there's a lot going on in Returns, because you have both Catwoman and Penguin as two separate stories, and in Batman '89 you do have the two stories of Joker and also the Vicky Vale side, but the Vicky Vale is more
incorporated with the Joker side.
Yeah,
well.
it's more Vicky in the background.
Vicky Vale is to introduce Batman in a more like it's equivalent to like Emily Blunt in Sicario, where it's just an innocent character dropped into the world to introduce you to the world.
Yeah, which is done quite well. It's quite a good. Always funny.
And then they bang.
I would say also one of the best. What I actually really like from the Tim Burton Batman films is Batman just flat out kills people. Like he
throws a grenade at someone and like
he blows the entire factory up with the Batmobile, just kills everyone. He throws multiple people down like the church, and he kills the Joker without even like he goes out to kill the Joker, and he kills the Joker and doesn't bat an eyelid.
I think that's what Batman should really be doing realistically.
It depends on the story.
It depends, on the style. It wouldn't work with the Dark Knight and things like that. It works with the '89, the Tim Burton ones, because it's the style.
It would make Adam West pretty spectacular if he just went around murdering people.
Well, it's like with the Adam West ones, with the how they do the fighting. It's actually where they do the punch and it like misses, or if they hit them with a club, it goes next to the head. It literally looks like it's gone into their skull. Like it's very.
I would say in the Arkham games, he's got the like spikes coming out of his arm, and he always kind of punches people like that. And I'm thinking he's just killed that guy.
But also, he turns them into electric boxes as well.
Yeah,
that's comic logic.
Don't worry, he hits them with the car and they get shocked off. They fly, they bounce off.
The tank bullets in the car, and you're like,
the rubber bullets, and you're like, that would damage their insides, even if it's rubber. Like,
and like hangs them off a building and then drops them. Where things attached to the leg, it will snap their leg.
But no, I actually really like because it makes the fights more interesting because it's not Batman like.
Are you talking about the boff and the smack and the...
No. The basically where he kills him at the end of it, because it means like they can get away with a lot more, because obviously in the Arkham games it's a game, so they can get away with slamming them into the box and they're like knocked out. But in a movie, they're either knocked out or they're dead. Like there's two, and knocking them out is more or significantly less interesting of a fight. I mean, it's good, it still works, but
if at the end of '89 they knocked him out and said take him to Arkham Asylum, it just wouldn't really have an effect. It would just be like,
and like the bit where in the bell tower he fights the big goon and he like throws him off the balcony. Like they could easily have just had it where he swings the bell and knocks him out, and that would have been funny. But the fact that he just throws him down the hole and just gets up is better. It's more, and he just like falls all the way down the hole. It's quite cool. I even though technique is different to the morality of Batman, with the '89 not really focusing as much on his past, it works better.
It's like the most Batman-like, and yet there's like so many departures from the regular kind of Batman tropes.
Yeah, and it does work because it's like the Batman versus Superman. The Batman in that kills, but he sets out to kill. Like he just goes on a killing spree. This one, he basically kills them.
It doesn't fit with that though.
It doesn't, but that doesn't fit because he's doing it on purpose. This one, he does it because it's
the right thing.
No, it's because
it seems more like self-defense.
Yeah, and it's easier, right? It's more.
When I looked at it in the movie, he didn't actually intentionally meant to kill the Joker, which he meant to leave him hanging.
Because he hangs it to the gargoyle, but at the same time, he also does want to kill him. Like he sets out to kill him.
Yeah,
like
there's almost an intention of it's his own fate, wherever he'll just leave it to fate.
Yeah, he attaches him to the gargoyle, and the gargoyle either stays or it goes. Like all he did was just the action to stop him, and everything is
a coin.
Yeah, which is and it's like the when he throws the guy off down the hole. I thought he was going to land on the ledge below. It's either he lands on the ledge or he falls all the way down.
There's another guy who throws in a hole and then throws a grenade in it.
That's
blows him up.
Yeah. Oh no, the thing's attached to him that's in the Returns. He kicks him into the sewer because he has the bomb.
Yeah, I just know that there's a guy who gets kicked in a hole and he explodes.
I mean, when he blows the factory up, that is 100% intentionally killing like all the guys inside. But
in Batman 1989, when the first scene where he says "I'm Batman" to the thugs.
Yeah.
The fact that wasn't intentional. Michael Keaton forgot his line, and he went, "I'm Batman."
Does he? Really?
Yeah, I am.
Did not know that. That works much better.
And then he goes like, "What's my line?" He just goes, "Okay, I'm Batman," and drops it. And you're like, and then that's become the main line in every movie.
That's the go-to Batman line. Is literally the.
And the fact that Michael Keaton still says it to this day, whenever he can, he's just like, "Yeah, I'm Vulture, but I'm also Batman."
I'm Batman.
So good.
They should bring him back.
Yeah, even if it's the futuristic Batman Beyond.
Well, even like Tim Burton's kind of stopped caring about making good films anymore. But like with Batman, there's like a level of like he's subdued a bit, whereas in Returns he just goes full Tim Burton. Like it starts with them. Literally, there's a baby that eats a cat, and then they like throw it down a river.
Oh yeah. Like he definitely
soundtrack is just so good.
Yeah, the when that starts up right at the beginning, you're like, yep. Waltz to the Death as well.
Lego games.
Yeah, that's what the I remember because I had the Lego Batman, the one on DS, and the hubs you were in. You had the main one that was just normal, but when you went to Arkham, it plays the Waltz to the Death in that as you go through that. So that scene when it came on, I was like, yep, it's going to play. It's a good track. But no, the main Batman theme, the one in the title, I think is
best one.
Best one, yeah, hands down the best one.
Are there even any other Batman themes other than Adam West?
Well, there's the Dark Knight one.
But is that really a theme though?
I get what is it the Tumblr one or whatever, where it's just like the most generic Hans Zimmer
noises
yeah, no, it is because it's like the and then the Arkham City one's kind of similar. But to be honest, the Danny Elfman one is the best one.
It's by far the best, and then they play it for a couple of seconds in Justice League.
Yeah.
And then you're like, for fuck's sake.
Well, no, it's just the you know exactly, because if you didn't have all the text, because the opening at first you don't know what's happening. If there was no text and it was just the opening graphic of it going through the bat symbol and then the music, you would literally know just from like the and you'd be like, okay. But even if you didn't know, it would then build and build, and then you get the big reveal of the bat logo, and they'd be like, oh, we're watching Batman. I mean, obviously it's got all the graphics, so you know anyway, but like if it hadn't, it's good.
I mean, just the casting, I think, was just right there for that.
Yeah.
Both of them, to be honest.
I think because you've heard about how they describe what Batman and Robin and Batman Forever is, right? How they are both movies,
gay films.
They're movies within the Batman the Tim Burton. They're like feature film movies, so that's why they have like super famous, all the big, and it's very comic-y because they're. I mean, it's obviously that's not what they are intended to be, but that's what they're now canonically. Their Forever and Robin are movies.
There was originally a plan for a third Tim Burton one
with Two-Face, Billy D. Williams as Two-Face, and that only came back in the
swapped Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah,
Tim Burton got fired after Batman Returns was said to be too dark and not appropriate for children.
Oh,
yeah, but
the first one wasn't.
They're both 15s, you know.
Yeah.
To be honest, I don't think Batman should be for children.
It's not. It's you have the comic-y stuff like Brave and Bold, where it's
what it is.
You have because there's the two sides. There is literally two sides of Batman. There's the dark, gritty, or there's fun and campy.
I think Batman should be like R-rated.
But then the Tim Burton one's like
Dead in the Middle, and Dead in the Middle's my favourite version. But it's one you could either.
Maybe that's why people would like moan about how it's not suitable for kids, and yet you'd see like a clip and there'd be penguins with fireworks strapped to them.
And you're like, how is that not for
maybe
kids?
It would be. You know, you see the campy elements, you think, oh, kids could enjoy this, and then you watch the full thing, and penguins like spewing toxic waste and dying, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, like Catwoman's just like ripping people's faces off and literally being kicked out a window, and you like follow her to her death. Of course, we're talking about the Halle Berry film and not Return.
It's the same thing. Like, you know, people moan about the Halle Berry like scene where the cat breathes on her.
I don't mind that film. I'm going to be honest. From what?
Well, let's not talk about the whole film because you're wrong.
From what? It's
the same scene in Returns. Like, a cat makes out with her in Returns. I'm like,
and that's
no one
how
moans about this, but they moan about it in that, and I think it's just because it's CG.
Yeah.
And because she's black.
But no, Returns.
Thank God she wasn't Asian.
I'm just glad she wasn't called Selena, to be honest.
But no, the Returns is. I think that's definitely because it's at Christmas time as well. It's definitely it's more along the lines of the other Burton films, like Night Before Christmas. You can watch it.
Always snow and...
Yeah, you can watch it at any point, but the best time to watch it is like wintry time
when it's cold, which is why we watch it during the start of the summer when it's like the hottest days that we've had so far.
Just so we can make us feel a bit colder.
A bit. We can actually feel something in this lockdown.
They have so many open steam vents in this city. That doesn't seem practical at all.
It's perfect for Batman and just pat steam.
I also like looking at the design of like all the shots, like where Town Hall is, the City Hall. All those shots, you look in the background and like, man, Gotham's an absolute shithole. It's like all built up.
It's the best Gotham.
It's so cool. It's so like nice.
But then it
like utopias. And like,
there's you mean dystopia?
Dystopia. Well, no. They always look better. What's this? I can't remember.
I think you can.
Like apocalyptic future kind of thing.
Yeah.
But you can also have dystopia the same as you could have a utopia that is a dystopia. Like, the thing that is very much like, it's very Art Deco, it's because I've been playing them, I just finished it, Bioshock style, that is set in a utopia, that is a dystopia. It's all Art Deco, nice, but the entire place is all run down, scary, shithole. Yeah. It's all, here's a cool...
It's kind of always the best aesthetic to have. Like,
Blade Runner as well.
Yeah, exactly. Blade Runner is like the perfect world, but then it's all just corrupt with crime and sex. And
the perfect world from a distance. When you look at it from a distance, when you look at Gotham, it's like a nice utopia.
I don't know if you could ever look at Gotham and say, I want to live there.
Nah, that's true. But like, when you, depending on the different takes, like in the daylight, when you look at the back, it's got all the Art Deco, even at night with the spotlights and everything, when you have the proper Tim Burton style setting, you're like, oh, that looks kind of cool. And then you literally take a step closer and you're like, oh, place is a bit of a shithole.
Stabbed there. They have a place called Crime Alley, they say.
There's a man bleeding out on the floor. They have an entire island that's an asylum.
Crime Alley.
Yeah. They're like, nah. It's like Yellowstone Park. Have you heard the thing with Yellowstone where the two borders meet, or of the states? There's like a lawless area where like technically all crime is legal. It's basically like Crime Alley. It's like, nah, we're just.
Isn't Yellowstone where Yogi Bear is?
That's Jellystone.
Yes, that's Jellystone. Okay. Yeah, Yogi Bear is committing tax fraud in Yellowstone. It's Breaking Bad, but with Yogi Bear. Time to cook.
Oh, that like they're just eating humans.
Oh my god! Poor Tom Cavanaugh in that film.
But no.
Yeah, and Batman. When that bear showed up and he was like paragliding in, there was like something. There was some recurring joke about a frog or something. But when that bear paraglided in and he was just like, "I'm gonna get you, Batman."
I would pay to watch that.
Oh Christ! That's the Hanna-Barbera crossover we needed. Not Batman meets Scooby-Doo. No, Batman meets Yogi Bear.
You never know what happens in Scoob.
That's
that
film's out. Yeah, I gotta watch that as well.
It's got pretty terrible reviews.
I've heard, but
apparently Shaggy his tax fraud, you know.
But to be honest, so does the live-action Scooby-Doo films, and those are treasures. Those are.
Yeah, but we have the benefit of watching them when we were young enough to not know what good looked like, and so that now we enjoy them because of nostalgia.
Have you heard about James Gunn announce what he was going to do for the third film? He announced how he was going to write it.
I saw it, but I forgot what it was.
It was going to be the big plot twist, is that like they go to like a town in Scotland that is like overrun with monsters, and the whole twist is the monsters and the innocent ones, and the people in the town like persecuting them, and it's basically Scooby and Shaggy realizing. Yeah, the twist was going to be like, oh, they're not the bad guys. Are we the bad guys? Are we the baddies?
Are we the bad guys?
We've got skulls on our hats. Yeah, but to be honest,
Matthew Lillard do that again.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like too much philosophy thinking for a kid.
Yeah, but to be honest, the first two Scooby-Doo films weren't exactly.
Kids' films have philosophical thinking.
They weren't exactly the most kids.
Can we all agree? Velma's always the hottest.
No.
I think there's a good argument for
Sarah Michelle Gellar was that there's an awakening, and then there's Sarah Michelle Gellar and Scooby-Doo.
But what you forget the Who's Your Mommy scene.
Oh yeah.
From Monsters Unleashed.
Velma and the Monsters Unleashed, the Fool.
When she's trying to bang
Seth Green.
Which is wonderful. It's always good to see Seth Green get some.
The funniest thing, I didn't know that in the first Scooby-Doo film, it was originally at the R-rated, or at the time what the equivalent was, because of the amount of cleavage.
15,
So they had to CGI out the majority of the cleavage so it could be passed as a kids' film, or at least PG. So
so upsetting. I mean, what?
So all of the
because they swap bodies and they say I can look at myself naked.
Just Shaggy just with the big tits as well in the first one.
Oh no, the second one, yeah,
That's the
second one.
Yeah.
I have big tits. Woo!
Oh, that's the second Monsters Unleashed was. I want to rewatch
Yeah,
the
we can do it on the next episode.
Monsters Unleashed. It was my favourite film as a kid. I've watched that film too many times. I will still probably sit down and rewatch that. I have literally on my shelf those two, and then the two worst prequels they made with Robbie and Mel as Fred.
Well, it was 3 and
The Mystery Begins and Curse of the Lake Monster. Those two.
But do you have Daphne and Velma?
No, I haven't even gone near that film. I haven't even.
Animated movie.
But yeah,
I'm sure it's as good as Kim Possible, the movie.
The one I remember most was the Cyber Chase one, as well as the Curse of the Lake.
What is that? One of the animated?
That's one of the animated ones. Cyber Chase. That one's good. The funniest.
Well, that was like way darker than the usual one.
It's because the thing when I was watching, they said all the series episodes, the monsters always turn out to be human, but when it gets to a movie, they're just flat out like actual monsters. They're like zombies, cyber ghosts.
Yeah, the Zombie Island one.
Yeah,
the best.
And isn't the whole point of Mystery Incorporated to prove that
the one in Mexico,
supernatural is fiction?
Yeah, and then they're just like, nope, those are actual. They're actual zombies. Those are actual. It's an actual vampire.
I wish they'd done that like in one of the live action ones. That was Zombie Island thing. Like, oh, these are real zombies.
That's what the third one was going to be. Yeah, the monsters are actually real, and then the people are persecuting them, but making it out that they're. And then the gang just go and they're just like,
there's a bunch of crazy cat women.
These are just people. These are just insane people dressed up as monsters, and they're like, oh,
Samurai's foot.
I mean, the best episode of Scooby Doo is in Supernatural.
Scooby Natural.
I agree with that.
What? I have no.
They did a crossover, and it's
quite
wonderful.
That one.
Oh.
I think the best part is they did a crossover with What's New Scooby Doo, and this is like what
That's
they did last year or the year before.
Okay, though I think we can all agree the best series is Mystery Incorporated.
No, the best series is What's New by a mile.
What? No, Mystery Incorporated is. Yeah, but Mystery Incorporated's got the story. It's actually got like a good.
Yeah, but like it's not a great story. Like there's too much hot dog water, and there's one episode with Neil deGrasse Tyson that I'll give it credit for that.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen Guess Who Scooby Doo.
Neither have I. I've watched Be Cool Scooby Doo, and it's actually really funny. It's so funny.
No, I don't want to go near. I hate the art style.
The art style is.
Wasn't there one
so there's one where they went to Egypt and got hypnotized into being mummies by their friend.
Probably, there's probably a movie as well. There's the Alien one. There's the Boo Brothers.
Yeah, it was one of the What's New films, I'm pretty sure.
Boo Brothers is an absolute classic. The Boo Brothers. Oh. They're Ghostbusters, but they're ghosts. They're actual ghosts. It's a Scooby and Shaggy film, and there's another Scooby and Shaggy film where they go to like a haunted house and they have like vampire werewolf.
They're on a mission from God.
I think that. Oh yeah, that was meant to be a thing, and they were just like, no.
Scooby and Shaggy are on a mission from God. They have
the gang.
Sunglasses. Half a pack of Scooby snacks.
The gang, Scooby! We gotta get the gang back together.
Oh, that would be amazing. They should actually do that.
This is one of the best tangents we've had.
This is the Boo Brothers. It's simply just the.
I just find it like.
We were talking about Batman.
Oh, this is a good. It's crime related.
The Batman Scooby Doo crossover.
Yeah, that's a good segue.
The irony is the first film, how they made the villain of the first film basically the one character that got them cancelled back in the 70s.
What, Scrappy?
Yeah. Scrappy got them cancelled.
I got really confused. I was like, Mr. Bean wasn't that popular enough to cancel.
He just voiced a toucan.
No, people hated Scrappy.
I love Scrappy. I feel like he's underrated.
Annoying as hell.
Scrappy is annoying, and that's
Have you seen
the best part.
comics, the Apocalypse comics.
Oh, I have the first issue. It's crap. So bad.
I like the design of them though.
Nope. I literally have it on my shelf. It's terrible. We had it at my work. We sold it, and every time I read through it, and I was like, "This is." They took a really good premise of like zombie apocalypse Scooby-Doo, but it's not zombies. They're literally just the monsters genetically engineered. Like if it was just Scooby-Doo,
it's like Resident Evil movies.
Yeah. If it was Scooby-Doo and a zombie apocalypse, I'd watch the shit out of that. Give me a series, but animated, not live action. That would be.
We want an animated Blues Brothers Scooby-Doo movie where Shaggy and Scooby have to get the gang back together.
And the
country.
The Mystery Machine
in a dive bar.
It's the scene in Mystery Incorporated, you know, where they fight in a biker bar. Like Shaggy like beats the shit out of a load of bikers. It's that, but it's singing Rawhide. They trade the Mystery Machine for a police car.
They go into the bar to find Fred, who's a drunk now, and then in the background playing Rawhide is the Blues Brothers behind the cage, and Fred is like boo, and he's throwing bottles at the cage. It
full on takes place in the universe. I want that. They steal the good old boys truck, you know, the RV.
Monsters on the so bad for Ty and Andrew who haven't seen the Blues Brothers.
And at this time, they are also being chased by the Chicago, Illinois Nazis as well.
We found the film for the next episode.
Rex Ricky. Illinois Nazis.
The Blues Brothers.
Come on, you gotta say we gotta do Scooby-Doo.
And the Blues Brothers.
And the Blues
Brothers. And now I've got the itch to watch Scooby-Doo.
I could 100% watch those two movies again.
Although they have got Carl McLaughlin.
What, the live action Flintstones?
I love them.
With John Goodman as Fred Flintstone. Yeah, also featuring in Blues Brothers 2000, John Goodman.
I haven't seen that yet. I'm scared to watch it. I'm just a big fan of John Belushi.
It is basically just like it takes the story in a completely different direction, but it's something.
From Satan.
Cultists.
Oh.
They're not being chased by Illinois Nazis. They're being chased by like Deep South religion. They're being the saint of killers from Preacher. They cross over with Scooby-Doo crosses with Preacher.
And Scooby-Doo shows up, and Supernatural shows up.
It all takes place in one universe.
Dominic Cooper, Jensen Ackles, and Matthew Lillard just doing a massive crossover.
And Dan Aykroyd trying to...
Why Dominic Cooper?
Sell Crystal Skull vodka. Because he's Preacher.
Oh, sorry, I mixed him up with Dominic
Toretto.
But from
Legends.
Yeah, Legends. Prison Break, but yeah, Legends. But you know, Dominic.
Oh,
Dominic Purcell.
Legends.
Oh, yeah. Such a segue. That was such.
I get in a sense they kind of have a similar tone of like campy meets serious.
Yeah.
Except Scooby-Doo is way more.
They're crime fighters that unmask villains.
The way we got to Scooby-Doo was from Yogi Bear.
It wasn't. It started off with Yogi Bear because I was like, that's the
Yellowstone,
Jellystone. Yeah, it's all started from Crime. We went from Crime Alley,
Yellowstone to Jellystone to Yogi Bear to the Batman crossover to Scooby-Doo
to the Blues Brothers
to Preacher.
I want to quickly say to Nathan, that's a sick calendar in the back. Loving the Mandalorian.
His Mando.
Yeah, I rewatched it yesterday. It's actually so much better than
I
remember.
I rewatched it when it was being released on Disney Plus over here, and
I watched the gallery It's a little bit too like fluff piece. You know what I mean?
The episode 2, I probably said
the whole episode was just George Lucas.
I got to the bit where Kathleen Kennedy started speaking and stopped. I was like, nope.
Yeah.
But the funny thing about episode 3 is when they're talking about the bit where he takes his helmet off and the fact that he actually has like somewhat real blood in that scene where he walks into
a plank of wood.
which is good. It's also just Gina Carano just being a very nice person.
Yeah.
And they're just making Carl Weathers tear up. You're like, yeah, this is
I wouldn't say tear up, but
close enough.
Thank you, Gina.
Only watched.
Isn't Carl Weathers as well? Isn't he like one of the cheapest actors to hire?
What?
Is it him or who is it? I can't.
Carl Weathers.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was him. Like
Predator, and he's in Happy Gilmore.
I don't know.
I thought he
Carl
like
Weathers did a lot of stuff.
he's in a lot of stuff, and the running joke is that like he's actually really cheap to hire because he doesn't really act anymore.
Whoa! Who did he play in Toy Story 4?
What? Carl Weathers is in Toy Story 4.
Yeah, he played Keanu Reeves playing Evil Knievel, playing whatever that character
Rick
is.
Kaboom! Juke Kaboom, that's it.
I still haven't seen Toy Story 4.
Juke Kaboom, I watched that in cinema.
I haven't seen Toy Story 4.
I have.
I didn't see the need.
No, Action Carl. Combat Carl.
It's supposed to be Action Man.
It's Predator. It's literally his character in Predator as Action Man. Or that movie Toy Soldiers, if anyone remembers that film. Small Soldiers. Small Soldiers, that's it.
Small Soldiers, yeah.
Best film to watch. I feel
With Kirsten Dunst.
It's psychological warfare. They played it during Vietnam and just play Spice Girls, and I was like, wow, that's
probably tied for the best Tommy Lee Jones film with the first Men in Black.
Wait, Tommy Lee Jones is in that film?
He is the Colonel.
Oh!
Dummy.
That's such a good film.
Sometimes I confuse Tommy Lee Jones with Hugo Weaving.
How?
I don't know, just whenever I watched The Matrix, I think they look the same, but they don't, because they're both in the first Captain America film.
Oh.
I just like the scene where they get the Barbie dolls and just...
The Barbies go crazy. They attack Kirsten Dunst.
Literally the music that's just thrown in there, like another one bites the dust to just one of them walking in time to the music. I was like, that song, what they paid for that song for it to be used for 3 seconds.
I remember the flaming tennis balls and the tennis racket.
Yeah, whilst they're playing Wannabe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because it comes on, it's like, oh, it's psychological warfare, and you're like, what?
And the guy who gets crippled by the trash compactor, they're like, man down, man down.
Oh, that's a great film. Well, you've got to rewatch that as well. This is just a podcast of revisiting my childhood. I have that somewhere on video, somewhere.
I think I have it on video as well.
Yeah, and then the fun fact, the Scooby-Doo, the first live-action Scooby-Doo film, was like the first ever DVD that we got ever.
I don't have the first one. I have the second one on DVD.
I have first, second, and then both the ones before. But not Velma and Daphne.
Why you have 3 and 4? Why
would you get Velma?
Because I had them when they first came out, so I was still a kid, and I was like, yeah, I want these films. They were straight to DVD.
Good. Oh, no, they're not.
I again watched them way too many times. The CGI is ass looking back at it, but I don't care. It's still...
Monsters Unleashed?
Monsters Unleashed was the second one.
Yeah. What's your favourite scene from that?
It's the bit with Bon Jovi where he's on the motorbike and he jousts the Black Knight ghost, and it's playing Dead or Alive.
It's when Scooby and Shaggy scurry down the hill. Just...
Oh, the skeleton twins.
And you're like, oh my god, that's so weird.
That film genuinely was my childhood. Like, that was my favourite film, and I was obsessed with that film for so long.
I mean, it's the frisbee scene.
And where they're like all being like suffocated with the tar monster,
the fact it takes so long to go, Scooby, they could have died, you know.
Yeah, and they're like choking and they're trying to make like a really emotional scene, and you're just like, what is going on? This is madness.
I love it though. I love it.
I just know. It's a good film.
The Gorgonites.
I want to watch that.
I just want to rewatch all these classics now.
Is it on Netflix? It's also on Netflix.
It's on Netflix or Prime. I think it's on Prime.
Prime. I don't remember it being on Netflix.
Oh, I hope it's on Netflix. It can't be on.
I saw they're adding Chinese Zodiac in a couple of weeks to Netflix.
Oh. Give that a watch then.
Next Jackie Chan film. I said that, and I'm looking at 4 in front of me right now that I still need to watch.
Oh dear.
Oh, so Batman. Best suit, best Batmobile.
Yeah.
I don't know.
1.5 ways about Catwoman. Can't tell you why.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. There's no reason.
Well, that wasn't even up for discussion. But like, you could make an argument for
Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh God, Sam, what's her name?
What from what?
The Adam West one.
Oh, I don't know. Is it?
Yeah. What is it?
Julie Newmar.
That's it. Yep.
Julie Newmar. Yeah. But which one are we talking? Because there's 2 Adam West ones. There's the one with the original Catwoman suit, and then there's the traditional Catwoman suit. There's the purple with the cape, and then there's the black cat suit.
Is that not Batgirl?
No. There's Batgirl, but there's also the Catwoman where she has the purple and green, the green cape, and then the purple cowl. And for some reason, they're like, yes, that was the original design for Catwoman in the first Detective Comics.
Oh yeah, of course, I know what you're on about now. Yeah, they still use that.
1949 Batman and Robin serial on Amazon Prime.
Oh, that thing, the black and white one.
Okay.
I searched Scooby-Doo on Amazon Prime, and
they came up with Batman.
It's all roads lead to Scooby-Doo.
It's like a 15-episode series.
Yeah, no, it's
not great.
No.
Doesn't have egg.
Oh my god, that mask.
Oh, Eggman.
Egghead or Eggman? Yeah, I was trying to think, is it Egghead or Eggman?
Excellent. And then just
you should watch Return of the Cape Crusaders.
I will. The animated ones, and then the sequel, the Two-Face one as well.
And look at the tie. Batman 89 also has the best Joker.
Yep, best Joker.
And it has
the best Batman. I'm just going to say
it's got the best Vicky Vale. Yeah, I think there's
only 2 Vicky Vales.
It's definitely the best live action Batman.
I just think it's odd. It's odd whenever I think of Michael Keaton in the Batman suit.
But that's also why it's so good.
It's the funniest thing was I completely forgot what his hairstyle was. In
weird, like grandma
pompadour style, weird, frizzy perm.
The one thing I don't understand in the movie is that how no one knows who Bruce Wayne is.
Because he's a rich recluse.
He's a recluse that only hosts parties to the elite.
It kind of starts at the same point in '89 as he does at the start of Dark Knight Rises, but no one really sees him.
Oh yeah. He sort of just is there.
And they also there's so many things when you watch Batman and Batman Returns. Oh, that's good, isn't it? Can you hear that?
What was that?
Every day. He's gonna rev it in a second. You ready?
Is it a motorbike?
Yeah, motocross.
Every time Nathan talks, it comes through.
He's got Chewie in his back garden.
He's just left it running. Good boy.
Oh, right. What was the Oh, also the amount of changes to stuff as well. Like, I thought they weren't saying Ace Chemicals properly. They were like Axis Chemicals, and I was like, what? And it is literally called Axis Chemicals, not Ace Chemicals.
Isn't that because there was like a literal Ace Chemicals?
I think so. There might have been. But yeah, they were like Axis, and I was like, how are you pronouncing ACE as Axis? I was like, how is that? And I was like, oh no, it's literally Axis.
I didn't pick up on that.
It's got the... What else? What are the other changes in it?
What I was going to say when Mike side is that there's loads of things in 89 and Returns where you can see they like took it for the Nolan trilogy, or specifically the Dark Knight and the Rises. Even as far as like, there's a scene in Returns where I can't remember if they're referring to Max Schreck or the Penguin, but they called him like the White Knight of Gotham. Like,
the Penguin.
Like, the whole speech about him, like being the savior in the daytime.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's dead. So I bet the White is progressively.
My only complaint about the two films is that sometimes the campiness works against them.
Nope. No, I don't think at all.
No, I feel like sometimes the campiness does work against them.
Yeah, what example?
Oh, there's a
Like in Batman. like in the 89 film, that some of the action shots they look like straight like they were filmed out of a cartoon kind of thing.
And that's the good thing.
Then in Returns, he tries to do a couple of one-liners.
Oh, there are some amazing one-liners in Returns where he says, "Eat floor, high protein,"
which is the best part. That's why I like Batman having a bit of camp in it, is because it's dumb. It shows he's a charismatic hero. He's like the funny. He's not the dark, brooding like he always is. He's the funny, quippy.
He's not Ben Affleck.
Hey, I dress as a bat. It's kind of funny. It's not like I dress as a bat because I fear bats and I want people to fear me. It's just like bats are kind of.
That quote from Returns.
That's a quote from like the Dark Knight trilogy.
So Batman wears it because of the
failed last race.
I failed. Some men
wine.
just want to watch the world burn. I like how they also take that quote as well from Batman 89, that I won't bury the... Alfred literally flat out says he's like something about not wanting to... He has not that many years left on this earth and he doesn't want to spend it like out living...
Yeah, Batman and Robin's when they show he's dying by having him shake profusely.
But you know, that they just flat out take that from... But no, it's enjoyable. It's extremely enjoyable, and I think as well it's because most people our age, like at some point, had an interaction with the Lego Batman games.
Yeah, the connection to Lego Batman is...
It's a quick cameo there with Ty, but you know, you can definitely tell the Lego Batman games are just straight up a more kid-friendly version of the Tim Burton.
They kind of almost directly take everything, like
the
tone, style, and the music, and some of the missions. You know, like shooting all the penguins with bombs on them.
Yep.
On here just in case.
I also
married.
No, that's my middle finger.
It's also how in the Lego Batman movie they got Billy D. Williams back to voice Two-Face because he wasn't Two-Face in the third film. Which is quite cool.
Yeah, and Sauron never got to show up in the third one either.
Sauron?
in the Lego Batman movie.
Oh, right.
Attacked by Sauron.
And the Daleks.
Sorry, I didn't realise that was a deep cut.
No, I think I would have wanted to watch the Billy D. Williams one. That would have been interesting because Billy D. Williams is just...
I don't know if he could have pulled it off there.
That because he's very...
He fits...
Third Michael Keaton.
He fits the suave...
He fits for Half Dead.
Yeah.
I don't know if he fits for Maniac.
But even then, they could have done it as him being a suave, more mobster I think they could have kept the mobster trend and have him literally as just like a gangster, like Scarface.
But would he be too close to Joker then?
No, because he'd be more sane. He'd be literally just a fat old mobster, like not a wacky stunts and parades with where they throw money. He'd literally be like the Tommy gun wielding, shooting up banks and shit. Yeah, like the proper classic Untouchables style.
One side of the face is like, oh, that's some good cocaine, and then the other side is like, that's some good cocaine.
He just stabs his face and absorbs it into the skin.
Pussy.
They
like a turd in the wind.
Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
Pancreas.
Right. I think that we've also another thing with talking about City as well, how City takes a lot of influence from Returns, like down to the fact they have all the Easter eggs to like the store and the things like that, and also Origins as well, because it's very the same. Like, I really like Origins.
To be honest, I have only played the games before watching Batman 89 and Returns, so I never really noticed references.
Mine was after, but this was when I watched like the Easter egg videos, and like the toy store in it is the Max Shrek toy store.
Two dressing gowns.
No, I have a dressing gown and then a Jedi cloak. But like, no, it's really dumb. It's like it's you know, like hospital gowns, you put them on and they do up at the back.
Yeah, and it just hangs out.
But this one doesn't do up at the back.
They're just walking around.
You have it. It's all covered up the front, like with the hood over.
Yeah, you don't know that your ass hangs out until you complete your training, and then they give you a belt.
But the only thing like Jedi about is it has the logo like in the corner, and that's it. That's the only bit of branding on it. Otherwise, it's just a really impractical cowl.
Cloth, camel skin, front jacket.
Oh, yeah, that's that.
Getting your breakfast, your bare ass is hanging out.
So that was our episode talking about musicals.
And Yogi Bear's drug smuggling.
Give me a Batman musical.
Yogi Bear and Tom Cavanaugh.
I'm pretty sure there's been a Batman musical on stage.
There has.
Yeah, there was.
There was?
When they
Like
Music Meister in the animated show.
Pardon?
When they introduced Music Meister in the animated
No,
show, that was their
No, an actual stage musical. Oh no, I know about the Music Meister episode. I unfortunately know all those
someone
songs.
who's seen the stage musical. If you want to bring them on the next.
What? Wait, there's more than one stage musical.
An episode comes to an end with people frantically Googling things.
Yes, we'll have to leave this episode off here.
Yeah, Holy Musical Batman musical, and it's in the style of the Tim Burton, but with Harley Quinn as a character.
Yeah.
So basically Batman but Beetlejuice.
No, not even that. It's more like the Joel Schumer.
So it's Batman and Robin, and it's like the Blues Brothers, and they have to get the gang back together. They have to get Alfred, and he's a drunk in a bar. And they're like, if we find you a trombone, we can come back and join us.
He gets to Jim Gordon, and you know the bit with Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin. You were going to say that?
No, listen here, Barbara. I gotta go play my saxophone. Jesus.
This is a funny episode for no one in our demographic.
No one understands what the references we're making.
It's like one guy who's like 57.
It's just like, yeah, I know that film.
Oh, I've seen that. It was good at.
I get that reference. Oh.
It's not exactly Ghostbusters.
Someone would think like this Batman episode wasn't planned. Like,
Well, no, this is 100% scripted. We meant to go off on a tangent about the James Gunn.
this is more like a blooper reel.
This is more like what the podcast should be like, to be fair.
Yeah.
I talk about something we've all seen and then just go into tangents.
So it's basically my show then.
Yeah, but this one's better than...
That was some plugging there, Andrew. That was some subtle plugging.
We have the appeal of Sam.
Yeah.
I think next episode we should watch all Nathan's YouTube videos.
And his assless Jedi robes.
My assless Jedi robes.
Which he'll wear at the start of the next episode.
Please, I beg. I'll wear my nun costume if you wear your robe.
Yes! I want to see this.
Deal.
Oh my god. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. What have we here?
A good episode.
No. I honestly don't think there will ever be another film like the Tim Burton Batman films. It's just...
They are, so it was one thing that like, when I watched the first one with my whole family, and my dad was like, this doesn't translate as well nowadays, because when this came out, it was like the darkest thing that was on at the cinema. Whereas now it seems more campy than dark.
Yeah. It's like back then it was like literally having like one person die in a slightly darker atmosphere. They were like, ooh. Yeah. Now it's literally just like
rubbish.
But no, it definitely wouldn't. It just wouldn't land because people, I know when they're watching a Batman film, they want like, oh, we want it to be like really well written, a really deep character. We want to empathize with the characters. Like, no, you just want to see Batman beat the shit out of a bad guy.
Nowadays, yeah, I'd rather watch 89 over and over again.
Yeah, 89. I could happily watch 89 again in 10 minutes' time. You know,
I still want to see. I think the new Batman film might be the closest we'll ever get to being, and it'll be with obviously like a lot distance, a long shot.
It comes
but
in the same way that 89 comes in, where it's like we don't see him get this suit, we don't see him get the car. He just has it, and he's like,
no, it won't be
Year one Batman.
It is
year one.
It's year one, but prototype. So it is him starting out as Batman.
I don't want to see that again.
Hopefully they don't put his mum and dad getting shot again.
Of course they will. They have to.
Well, they could do it in
back.
They did it in Joker. They might, depending on how they're doing, they might be like, haha.
They did it in Batman vs Superman. They did it in Joker. They do it in Batman Begins. They do it in The Dark Knight. They do it in The Dark Knight Rises. Why do we fall, Bruce?
So we can get back up again.
It's just like Uncle Ben, you know?
The best, I like the twists with it where you find out, like, because obviously like the reason there's multiple reasons why they're killed. The best one is like the one where they did it in the Telltale games, where like Thomas Wayne was not a good person.
I'm not really a fan of that, to be honest.
What, where he's like a corrupt businessman?
He is and he isn't, because they constantly flip-flop on that.
What, in the
Telltale game, they constantly flip-flop over whether he was a good man or whether he was actually.
I really like the Telltale games. I didn't
like the first one much. I'm on the second one, and
it's got my favourite Joker. I really like the Joker in that. John Doe, he's a very good character. Harley Quinn's the worst. He's shit in that because it's like her as a gang leader. Bane's really good in it. Mr. Freeze's good in it. Riddler's really good in it.
The second one, aren't they?
Pardon? Yeah.
Yeah, so I haven't got far into that.
The first one's just Lady Arkham.
See, I don't have any hope for the Batman.
Have you stopped the recording?
No?
I'm going to have to drop out.
Okay.
He's dropping out. Alright then, do you want to round off this?
We'll rejoin next Friday.
Same bad time. Same bad channel.
About 11:30.
We've been recording from Fridays to Monday. From Mondays to Fridays.
Yeah. I'm for upload on Fridays.
So
Do you need a phone?
No.
You look like you need a Sam has an excellent Jedi robe that allows you to go to the toilet and still wear.
Which you can't say about dressing gowns. It is true. That is a plus side. I think that's the only plus side.
I will borrow your robe.
No, thank you. I do not want it tainted. Poobie robe. Right, and on that note,
Bye.
chow down.
Next episode,
We will be doing
what additional way can we find to discuss Scooby-Doo?
Well, I was talking about the Sam Raimi movie,
Talking about Sam Raimi.
Army of Darkness, but with Scooby-Doo.
Oh, Army of Darkness, like, honestly, could be a Scooby-Doo film.
Right, that's the teaser. That's the little tidbit we're hooking them in with. And with that, that's how we're ending it.
Sam will wear his Jedi robe and stroke his cock on camera.